Good evening. Yes, good evening. It is the 19th day of March 2021. It is now 20 minutes past 10 in the evening. And today my day has been busy. This morning I crunched outside and I picked up more fallen leaves from last autumn. As it picked up another trash barrel full of fallen leaves and hauled it out back to the as it uh, as it to the communal uh, was it compost pile. That then as it I had my own made myself lunch. Was it a ham and cheese sandwich, and I had heated up. Was it whatever was left I have of the frozen onion rings? You know, then I took. Then after lunch, I took a hobble up to the dairy convenience store and back to purchase uh, a bottle of soda pop, diet soda pop. Then I had my nap. Then afterwards, I watched some news, and I also uh, spent some time uh, doing some more uh, indoor painting in my bedroom. This was it uh, repainting the walls. Was it a nice plain white color? And of course, supper was of course just another with a ham and cheese sandwich, and well with crackers. And I've been watching documentaries online. Plus, this evening I've also been earlier. I performed some backyard astronomy, and I used the Nikon 34 model 3400 with a digital SLR to perform some uh, backyard astronomical photography. I pointed the camera with it, and of course, set it up on a tripod. You know that, and at the more or less at the constellation of Orion in the night sky, and I took and set set the zoom lens to 300 millimeters, my maximum zoom. Then I started with it shooting photographs of the stars. And I popped out the memory card, out of the camera and put it in the my laptop computer and did perform some the uh, digital enhancements of the photograph to with it pull out with it to make the some of the more far, very far away background stars was come out in the photograph. So that was an interesting, the thing I did earlier this evening. And of course, just was it like a half hour ago, I got off my rear end. Not so much cut off my rear end, but I uh, took my evening medication. Well, this is with a metformin. I take this one. I take metformin, you know, for non-insulin dependent diabetes. That I take it at noontime with lunch. My evening medications are tamsulosin, 0.4 milligrams a day, atorvastatin, 20 milligrams per day, escitalopram, 10 milligrams per day, for unipolar depression, finasteride, which is another name for Proscar. I take like 5 milligrams of that a day, and I take 10 milligrams of lisinopril for high blood pressure, 10 milligrams each day. At the time I take those medications, is the primary 5 medications that I take, other than the metformin. I take those at 10 p.m. every single day. Yeah, that's the truth. Was it the older we adults with cerebral palsy and autism, yeah, was it the more pills we have to take? Of course, I'm not on any pills specific to my cerebral palsy, but was it since I take uh, was it the generic version of the SSRI type antidepressant Lexapro, I cannot take baclofen, for spasticity, my cerebral palsy spasticity, because baclofen and Lexapro adversely react with each other in the human body. You got to have one or the other, but not both. So with it, baclofen is out of the question for a person like with a mild form of cerebral palsy. And yes, guinea pig friends are doing okay. I'm gonna wait till tomorrow morning, to clean out their cage. Yes, I fed them. They have plenty of water for tonight, and yes, as usual, with it starting around this time of night, that I cover up their cage with the towels to make it nice and dark inside their cage. It helps them calm them down, helps them with it totally sleep and rest at night. Even though guinea pigs any other, was it herbivorous prey animal, only sleeps for like 10 minutes at a time. Is it at all hours of the day and night? So, yeah, I love my guinea pig, my guinea pig friend Scurry and Scratch. And of course, yes, I have been uh, continuing my daily, multiple times per day, logging of the outside air temperature outside my back door. And you'll notice that I log the temperature not in degrees Fahrenheit, but in degrees Celsius. The Celsius and of course the Kelvin temperature scale are are in metric, which is the language, which is the units of measurement for performing science. That I have a lapse in logging temperature. Was it outside air temperature? Was it this past winter? But just as well getting back into it. So once I finish off this page with another two more, was it measurement entries? I will take off this page, put it in my other notebook, which I'm going to keep, which I can log all this outside air temperature information. Let me just. Yeah, yeah, here's this week's edition of the Dairy News. The top of the page, top headline, that about a 17-year-old young person was it, uh, from London, lives in Londonderry, goes to was it, that got killed in a car wreck, was it, in the last few days. Dairy News isn't very thick, but most of the rest of the newspaper is all, the coupon flyers, the local grocery stores and stuff. Let me just look. They want to take them. It's also in the news that I live at 139 Rockingham Road, but the 40 Rockingham Road, which is of course New Hampshire Route 28, which is just down the hill, from the because I'm at the top of the hill, was it here at my mobile home park. Yeah, the one I turn 140 for my farm up to a uh, event venue, for uh, weddings and things like that, and receptions. The farmers market is going to be returning to 66-year-old here, 66-year-old with a lady with it here in Derry was arrested Saturday morning for was it stabbing her husband. 26 Brockland Drive. I'm not sure what that is. I'll have to just double check with that on the Google Maps. Uh, uh, Londonderry can't go call kitty for one. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah. So I know with it, at least this is what with it, local town paper is still around. The Salem Observer, which was Salem, New Hampshire, the town I lived in from age 8 to age 60, that because I lived here in Derry from age 2 to age 8, moved to Salem, and back here to Derry. The Salem Observer was a town newspaper, went under, and is no more. And the only people to cover Salem now is just the the city of Lawrence is Lawrence Eagle Tribune newspaper. Yes, I still like to read old-fashioned newspapers, but I don't have piles and piles of them here at home. I'll go through the newspapers, and just with it, read what I want. I read them, then just heave them, take them out to the dumpster. Yes, and that's going to be a cold night. Was it a short, a quarter past with it 10? 25 minutes ago, I measured the outside air temperature as being 3 degrees Celsius, which is pretty cold, but not quite the freezing point of the winter, but getting down there. I know I shouldn't drink out of a freaking 2 liter bottle. I should with it, pour it out into pour it out into a cup or whatever. Just want to swig just to take care of a dry throat. Of course, with it now, with it, today it's now been over 24 hours since I had my COVID-19 virus was an injection. That virus was a vaccine injection. I get the second of two shots coming up on the 15th next month. I've got that already. Was it registered in? All I gotta do is just show up on the 15th. 11:30. 11:30. I get my second dose. So let me see whether turn my phone on again because I had to take put it back on the charger to take it charge it up, because it went dead again. That a lot of us people today, we live out of our phones. For was it accessing the internet, or was it? Well, anyways, this is a Star Trek communicator. Plus, also since it has a camera, it also has a little bit of the functions of a Star Trek tricorder. Well, anyway, sorry, this is not a great picture, because it's a little bit out of focus. Was it? But this is my telescope, that I had aside, was a short time ago. Hello, Wolf Gamer. Yes, I have cerebral palsy. My version of cerebral palsy is, they call it mild spastic diplegia. But at my age of 63, it's not so mild when I can't walk anymore without without my forearm crutches or my rollator walker frames. So I have 2 3-wheel rollator walker frames, 2 3-wheel rollator walker frames. I got one quad rollator walker frame, which has a built-in seat, and of course it also folds up. And of course I've got my good heavy-duty pair of 300-pound capacity forearm crutches next to the front door. My another pair here, and I'm not sure what my third pair is. But yeah, it's over there. So I try to take you. You'll have to pardon me, was it my my laptop is a little on the old side. You know, that the it is you know that my laptop is 6 years old. The thing running into the ground before I even consider was purchasing a new laptop. You know, the laptop I have here is a you know a Hewlett Packard HP 15. You know, it's a little it's yeah, 6 years old. It's kind of pretty obsolete, but you know, it serves me well. And of course, this phone of mine is also about 6 years old. You know, but I'm gonna run it into I'm gonna run it into the ground. It's a yeah, this is a Motorola cell phone. You know that it's a yeah, it's about 6 years old. So you know, the smartphone with the well, a 4G phone. That's what it is. You know, when 4G was kind of new, but it serves me. You know, with it keep in touch with people at my church and the next door neighbor. You know, the couple of my next door neighbors who help me out, and and of course I do have two functioning Android tablet computers. This one's the Lenovo. You know, it used to belong to my younger brother Nathaniel. You know that, but it's mine now. Of course, it's been over a year since my younger brother Nathaniel passed away from a massive heart attack here at home. Of course, my little brother Nate was living with me. You know that he had severe diabetes and a lot of other health issues with it. Finally did him in. You know that, but I'm doing okay. You know, with living by myself, and of course I have this tablet computer. This is a Amazon Fire with an Android operating system tablet. I use it to take and watch UBTV, and I also use it to watch YouTube. Documents on YouTube. Plus, the only other thing I use it for is it has a notepad function. And here's an example that I can actually use this the Amazon Fire tablet, as even though I'm verbal, as a person with with cerebral palsy and also has autism. They call my autism functional level 1. They used to call functional level 1 autism Asperger's syndrome. And then do know my eyesight, well, my eyesight is not the greatest style. But here's an example with it. I can actually write up a message, you know, here on, you know, that on the notepad.
AAC message number 2. Good evening. I would like to introduce myself. I am Thomas Charles Wood. I am 63 years old. I have autism. I also have cerebral palsy. I live in Derry, New Hampshire, United States of America. I live independently on my own out in the community instead of a nursing home. I manage my own finances. I own my own modest manufactured mobile home, but aren't the lot it is on here at the Frost Residence Court of Mobile Home Park. It is across the road on New Hampshire Route 28 from the historic farm of American poet Robert Frost here in New Hampshire. I am retired. At my last job as an adult with lifelong disabilities, I was a senior electronics engineering technician. I worked for Brooks Automation, Incorporated in Chelmsford, Massachusetts, United States of America. Yes, I graduated from college with a Bachelor of Science degree in Electronic Engineering Technology. I went to college at Whitworth Institute in Boston, Massachusetts, United States of America. Brooks Automation, Incorporated manufactures robotic silicon wave handling systems for the worldwide semiconductor manufacturing industry. I worked in their design, engineering development department laboratory with many types of engineers to design and prototype and transfer into manufacturing innovative robotic equipment for the semiconductor manufacturing industry. I love working with electronics. Although retired, I still tinker with electronics here at home. I have a few pieces of electronics diagnostic equipment, 3 oscilloscopes, 2 waveform function generator signal sources, a digital multimeter, 2 variable direct current power supplies. Lastly, I also own a 68-channel digital logic analyzer. Besides electronics, my former career as an adult with lifelong physical and developmental disabilities, I am also interested in astronomy. Yes, I have the 2.5-inch Galilean refractor telescope my father and mother gave to me and late younger brother Nathaniel for Christmas. Back in, as a child, I was always interested in science and engineering. I remember my father being mad at me when I was 9 years old after one afternoon I took apart the entire engine in his lawnmower machine because I wanted to figure out for myself what worked. Yes, I made a mess. As for school, my favorite subjects were science, social studies/history, and math. I did not like English grammar and literature as it was taught. I disliked the grade level readers I had to read from like the other children. The stuff I liked to read was about science and engineering. I also preferred to read science fiction and fantasy literature. Anyway, I am okay this evening. It is the March 15th, 2021.
Yeah. So the notepad of this computer was it the notepad of this computer this Amazon Fire was it very useful. Is it it could be used as as an ad hoc. Was it uh, readily available augmented adaptive augmented communication device? Instead of was it uh, paying like umpteen thousands of bucks for some of these was it dedicated devices that well marketed to the disability community for those who have cerebral palsy and also was it autism. I do make use of it, with it when I have uh, times when I'm pretty non-verbal. I will note that was it my favorite my favorite web page is was it our the Jet Propulsion Laboratory web page, was it the NASA Also the U.S. Geological Survey, USGS.gov, and also the National Oceanographic and Atmospheric Administration website where I like looking up the radar radar Doppler radar images, and of course the Jet Propulsion Laboratory website. When I was Wolfgang in 2009, was it? I will note that there are quite a few people, well, myself included, and I know quite a few others, that who are both dual diagnosis, who are both cerebral palsy and autism of various functional levels. I have who are with it cerebral palsy and who are nonverbal autistics. Others with cerebral palsy and what they used to call Asperger's syndrome. And I also know with every once in a while I look up what was it down under this lady down under in Australia, that suburb of Brisbane, who has a 7-year-old daughter with cerebral palsy, autism, and Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, which is a connective tissue was a genetic disorder, and of course other genetic disorders that are mixed in, and the youngster was it uses AAC device, to communicate, and is minimally verbal. And I will answer the question that yes, was it as a person with autism and cerebral palsy? The answer is yes. Do have to wear adult diapers 24 hours a day. And yes, I'm sitting here in my wheelchair. I only use my wheel. I'm only a part-time wheelchair user. At my age of 63, that I use my forearm crutches and my rollator walker frames for medium distance and long distance mobility. And of course, was it during the daytime? Was it as a the person was a totally medically continent. The combination of neurogenic bladder and bowel, and also the elderly male person. I only use with it. The, I was only use like with it adult size pull-ups during the day, but I use a full adult diaper and plastic pants at night. So, I do have one of my pairs of plastic pants out here. When it comes to incontinence, that anyways, when it comes to incontinence, was it incontinence flex? Was it I since I'm on a low fixed income, that I only take in like $1,500 some odd bucks a month, with the Social Security. So I ended up buying the cheap, was it Rite Aid Pharmacy adult diapers with the Rite Aid and the Rite Aid Pharmacy adult pull-ups, for with the daytime. The the new version with the Rite Aid adult diapers was with the like single with it really big vascular tapes, and the adult plastic pants that I wear, or at least one of the pair I have, was it. I got this from Amazon, and my size is 3XL, and yes, this one's got teddy bears on it. I have another with a pair of plastic pants, the adult cloth paper with a brand, Leaks Master Deluxe. I got that in 2XL size. So then I also have there was a 40. Oh, I have to sign off because my computer's starting to act up, and I'll be back online tomorrow.